Hi, this is Justin from Whiting Services Heating and Air Conditioning. Today we have an oil boiler with a domestic coil in it, and we were out here recently for seasonal service, and while we were here the homeowner pointed out in the back door here you can see some serious discoloration, warping. It's like the paint's actually melted off. This happened because the insulation refractory on this door cracked and fell in to the firebox. So there's no protection on this door. You just got heat and flame just hitting the door. And I guess they were told about the crack a couple seasons ago, but didn't get it fixed, and this is kind of the result. And I had recommended, hey, let's get this thing fixed before something really bad happens here. So I got another one over in the box, and we're going to put that on today. Got some low headroom down here, so I'll probably bump my head a few times. I'm going to start by removing the smoke pipe. Looks like somebody put some silicone on here. That's not good. Jeez. Get my soot machine and suck that out a little bit so we don't make too much of a mess. This nut's already loose. Not good. This one's hand tight, pretty much. This one's loose. I really should have some lock washers on here with it. I bet you they used to be on there. Yeah, I got some in the truck. I don't know. It's like 3/8. And there you can see it broken. Get a better look. Once that breaks and falls in, that's it pretty much. You can see flame just hitting this. It's barely, I can almost stick my thumb through that. And you know, it's not too bad yet. You can just replace the refractory. It basically just pulls out of here, but this back here looks like it's so compromised. I figured better just do the door and the refractory. And there's the new one. Must have cleaned this from the other side this time because these guys are barely, I can barely get them. Okay, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Okay. Now we're going to carefully put this on here. Good. Okay. I think we're good. Seems like the bottom maybe sticking out more than the top. Just want to make sure it's all the way on. Last thing you want is one of these not fully on there. I think it's okay. It'll tighten down anyway when I put the wrench on there. Now with these, you just snug them. Just snug. You go too tight, and you end up cracking that refractory. Because you can see, if you notice, that refractory has about a ½ an inch past this door. So you're just tightening the refractory up to the block. And if you go too hard, see, I'm looking in there now. I don't know if you guys can see. You know, just like that. Go too hard, you might split that thing. Don't want that. Just snug. Okay. You can see on this one over here, there's still something at the top and at the bottom, and it's really deteriorated. Stuff like that will cause a carbon monoxide leak. You wouldn't want to put any silicone on this. If you're going to do anything at all, it would be furnace cement, but you really shouldn't have to put anything on it as long as this thing's in here all the way, but I don't know why they did this. As long as I can get the screws back in, it should be fine. only had 2 in there, but I want 3. If I can get this. I'm a little bit under the weather today. It's just starting to get cold, really. Stuff's going around. I always tell my guys, especially the young guys, you know, when it's the end of the day, you're tired or you're sick and don't want to be there, just want to go home, you know, and that's going to determine whether you're built for this line of work or not, because this ain't easy stuff. And you really got to watch what you're doing, or you can really hurt somebody, even in a situation like this. You know, you don't put something back together right, you don't check certain things, and somebody ends up seriously getting hurt, and you're liable. You don't want to be responsible for that stuff. So even when you don't feel like it and you don't feel good, you got to make sure that you're on point. And I always recommend, you know, when you're tired or you don't feel good, that's when you slow it down a little bit. Don't go as fast as you normally do. Yeah, you slow it down just a notch. Make sure everything you're doing is good. Last thing you want to do is have to redo stuff that you've already done. All right. At this point, I think we're ready to start back up. Good. We'll let it run for a minute, and then I'm going to do a carbon monoxide leak check. Make sure we're safe. Okay. Doing these tests, it takes a good 15 seconds for anything to get up the wire, you know, the little tube and into the machine. So I like to let my wand hang out for a while wherever I'm testing. Sure, it might take a little bit longer, but if there's a problem, you'll find it. And it definitely helps narrowing down where a leak is. Because if you're moving all over the place, and you see your PPMs coming up, you don't really know where it's coming from. But if you're hanging out in one spot for a little while, it helps narrow it down. Good. One. When I see one pop up, I usually bring it over here, see if it goes back to 0, because sometimes, you know, your meter will 0, jump between 0 and sometimes 1, especially if it's been a while since it was calibrated. So I try to like bring it over away from the boiler, see if it goes back to 0, or if it's still jumping, I'll also take it outside. Let's see what happens. I go back over here. I think we're okay. Sometimes when the heater first comes on, before you got a good draft, you got that cold air in the chimney pushing back, it'll kick out some smoke or soot, carbon monoxide out of the barometric damper and get into the air. So you turn on your meter and you pick up maybe 1, maybe 2, but it should go away. That's why I like to let the unit run for a little bit, because that barometric damper will suck it all back up the chimney. You know that you don't have a leak. I think that's what happens. I'm not getting anything. Let's see what we got going up the stack. Got good draft. Plenty. Let's see what our combustion looks like. About 80, so a little bit higher than what I like to see, but as long as we're below 100, we're okay. 100 parts per million is the limit according to PPI standards, and we are below that, so I'm not going to mess with the fuel air ratio. Just gonna leave it where it's at. All right. We're gonna print a report. We're just gonna leave the report right there as a reference point. That way, next time we're back here, we can see what it was doing and compare it and look for any kind of change. All right. Okay. At this point, there's really only one thing left to do. That'll work. Okay. All right. I'm just going to pack up and get on to the next one. Give us a call for any commercial or residential heating or air conditioning needs. Thank you very much. Bye.